But why did you steal my gods? Jacob answered him and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for that I thought you would take your daughters from me by force. Anyone with whom you find your gods shall not live. In the presence of our kinsmen, point out what you have that is yours and take it. Now Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. And so what he's saying, it says, because I was afraid, Laban, right? Well, I took your daughters and all my stuff because I was afraid you were going to take them from me. Because everything that you've ever said was a lie. Everything you ever done to me was to manipulate me for your own gain. You didn't ever care about me. And I would never touch your gods. Because we're going and I'm taking these people, my kinsmen, and we're going back to the land of the promise. And when we get there, there is no false gods. There are no idol gods. And if they saw those idol gods, they would destroy us. There's no way we would touch that. So see, there was the fear of his God, Jacob's God, that would prevent him from doing that, because he knew that the promise came from Abraham, Isaac, and Isaac had blessed him. So he didn't want to do anything in his life to damage that or hurt himself or get himself killed, so that he could go and be a part of that blessing, a part of that inheritance which was promised to him, even though he himself tried to manipulate his father, steal the promise from Esau. And so he wouldn't do it. Then he says to Laban, come and all of our stuff. You come to accuse me of being a thief, but come through all our stuff and find your gods. Where are your gods? So Laban went into Jacob's tent, into Leah's tent, and into the tent of 2 female servants, but did not find them. He went out of Leah's tent and entered Rachel's. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and put them in the camel's saddle and sat on them. Laban fell all about the tent, but did not find them. And she said to her father, let not my lord be angry that I cannot rise before you, for the way of the woman is upon me. So he searched, but did not find the household gods. And again, I want to remind you that the word kinsman is redeemer. So they're here gathered together. And Jacob's like, you bring your kinsman, you bring your redeemer. And the power of that which is going to save you. And I got all my kinsmen and our redeemer and the power that's going to save us. And let's bring them together as a witness. And Rachel, kinsman to both, daughter of Laban, wife of Jacob, right? The kinsman, the redeemer, the one who is going to save everyone from the wrath of God, save everyone from harm. Here I am, here to harm you, to hurt you. That's the thing, in human beings, this is what we do. We want everybody to feel what we feel. Man, if you would have came to me and let me kiss my sons and my daughters goodbye, I would have blessed you with wine and great things and song and dance, and we would have had a great wedding and a celebration. Right? But you tried to steal that from me, my joy. Happiness. This was Jacob. You act foolishly. You act foolishly. That's the thing. Here I claim to have false gods. And they may have no power, but you and your knowledge of the power of your God blessed me and with all these things. And even spoke to me in a dream to tell me not to harm you. But I had the power to. And Rachel, like the bride of Christ, right? She covers the sin. She covers over the sin. She puts the sin, the things that would destroy them. This would destroy you, Dad. Please don't be angry with me that I cannot rise before you. Don't be angry with me, Master. Master of sin. It's her father. She says, don't be angry with me that I cannot rise. The way the woman is on me. I'm bleeding. Sitting on the idols, bleeding. Please don't ask me to rise. I'm going to sit on these idols and bleed, and I'm going to cover over these idols. My blood, so that no one can find them. And nobody can find your wrongdoings or your mistakes. I'm not like that one who comes to raise your dress up and expose you like a woman who's on her menstrual cycle. Not that one. To come and expose your sin so everybody can see your nakedness and everybody can see your faults and your weakness and everything that's wrong with you. Not come for that. The one who comes to cover it. And I'm going to cover it and I'm going to bleed over it. Like a woman. So that they can see it. And because you can't see the sin, because I covered over the sin, now let's chat, let's talk, let's work this out. Right? You gather your kinsmen, I'll gather my kinsmen. Laban gathers his kinsmen and they put a pillar. Jacob gathers his kinsmen and they put a heap of stones. Right? It's a witness. Our redeemers and your redeemers are all here as a witness. Right? Between you and I. And who was it that brought peace to the two men? Jacob said, I was afraid. I was afraid. You're going to steal my things I loved. So I took them. Because I know my character, I know who I am, and I know I would protect over them. I would love and care for them. But with the way you have dealt with me, he says, it's been treacherous, tormenting. You changed my wages 10 times. Couldn't find the household gods. Accused him. You accused me of stealing. Something I have no desire to take or no desire to have. Jacob's now angry. Then Jacob became angry. And he begins to yell at Laban. Jacob said to Laban, what is my offense? What is my sin that you have hotly pursued me? You came after me in anger. What have I done? For you have felt through all my gods. What have you found of all your household goods? Right? Said it here. Of everything that was dear and beloved to you, of all your household goods, what in all of our stuff have you found that has value to you and you can take it? We don't want it. Set it here before my kinsmen and your kinsmen, that they may be between them decide for us. These 20 years I have been with you. Your ewes, your female goats have not miscarried. I have not eaten the rams of your flocks. Right? Wasn't out there taking and tending Laban's flocks and eating off of that for his own gain. He says, what was torn by wild beasts, I did not bring to you. I bore the loss of it myself. For my hand you required it. Whether stolen by day or stolen by night, there I was. By day the heat consumed me, and the cold by night. And my sheep fled from my eyes. These 20 years I have been in your house, and that's the thing that, everything that I was supposed to be protecting over, my stuff, my things, my sheep, I sacrificed so that I could take care of your things and your sheep, Laban. Even though I knew and know that the way you mistreated me, I still tended it. I still took care of it. And if there was a loss out there by the lions or tigers or bears, I replaced that loss with this sheep of my own. And you never suffered a loss of any kind. Your animals may have looked weak and feeble to yourself, but in that you chose those who had no blemish, and none of them miscarried. They kept producing. They kept producing so much that when one lost, you never even saw the loss, because I replaced it at my cost. Says Jacob. Jesus Christ says the same thing. Well, if one sheep is lost, it's a direct hit right to his heart. And it doesn't matter if it was the least. The least. And if Jesus Christ sees the least as being lost or worthy to go get from the lost, how much greater is that who is not the least? Right? If God has a great amount of forgiveness and love for the least, how much greater is His love for that which is not the least? Jesus says whatever is lost, we want to take it so personal. All my brothers and my sisters, my aunts and my uncles, or Joe the barber down the street, all living in sin, and man, living in sin, man, all your sin is affecting me, man, you're really supposed to stop sinning. You're going to spend an eternal fire. You're not going to heaven. Oh, you guys got me so worked up, so terrified, so tormented, so worried. I can't believe any of you are going to heaven. Or you could be like the bride of Christ. I'm not going to expose your sin, but I would cover that sin. I'll cover it. I'll suffer with you. So see, if my love for them, and I'm evil, I'm wicked, I'm a human being, and if I have love, and I have the understanding of forgiveness and love, and I don't want none of my family or loved ones, no matter how drunk they were, how many times they smoked, or whatever they did in their life, I just don't see the justification of an eternal punishment for them, those who I love. It would hurt me. It already hurts me. It already torments me to see people live unjustly and unrighteously, living in hate and anger and unforgiveness. But I'll cover it Because I know that if Jesus Christ lost one, it's a direct hit to him. Even if it's the least or the smallest. For we have one God. One God. The Lord our God is one. And thereby we are all one members in that one God, that one Lord. For God is all in all. And there's nothing that's going to grieve God or upset God or anger God more than the destruction of His holy temple. And we are that temple. We are the house which God dwells in. We are the house of prayer. We are the house of hope. We are the house of healing. We are the sons of God. Because of our willingness to cover the sin. So that when the Father comes, He sees no sin. Let me tell you the words Satan doesn't want you to hear. I'm going to tell you the words Satan does not want you to hear. They had a choice to let Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Jesus, the man of Nazareth, the Nazarene, they had the choice to let him free. And even Pilate said, I can't find a crime in this man. I want to let him go. He says, today is the day that we have set aside, set apart from all other days. And on this day you have a choice. You can let Barabbas go. A man who was a murderer, a rioter, a hater. The direct opposite of Jesus Christ. Barabbas, son of father. Barabbas, son of Abba, son of father. Who are you going to let go? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Messiah, or son of the Father? This murderer, this rioter. And they let Barabbas go free and crucified Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is standing there, and as they're walking out to the cross, to the hill, to Golgotha, that mountain which they called the skull, they mocked him. They yelled at him. There's thousands of people there. Everybody, look at our world today. We in television today, we spend billions of dollars, and we make people millionaires on making movies about murder, death, and violence. We love murder, death, and violence. And if you had the opportunity to watch a public execution, surely you're going to go watch. There was doctors there was lawyers there was nurses there was mothers there was fathers there were sons there were cousins there were uncles who were there, aunts. Everybody who had a walk in life was there. There were so many people there. There were children climbing up on the fence so they could get a look to see this public execution. And all of them were spitting and yelling at him, screaming at him. Make him walk through all this public people in total nakedness. Public shame to the fullest. Public embarrassment to the fullest. And he was being led there by two thieves, two robbers. The robbers began to say, "Hey, How can you guys be mocking this man like this? Why are you treating him like this? That this man has no sin. But me and this guy, we deserve our punishment. We sinned, and we know we sinned, and every one of you know we sinned. We are the great robbers. And we are justified by receiving our punishment. But this man, how can you do this, man? They begin to hang him on the cross. They begin to nail him to this tree. Jesus Christ screams out, "Oh, Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing. They're living in ignorance, and they have no knowledge of you. Forgive them. Have mercy on them." Then one robber, as there hangs him up, the robber says, "How can you guys continue screaming at him?" And as he is begging God for your mercy. Jesus says, "Father, Father, why are you forsaking me? Why don't forget me, the Son in whom you love?" Some of the people thought he cried out to Elijah, and they said, "Oh, he's crying out to Elijah. Let Elijah come down and save him. Let Elijah come and help him." This man said he could heal people, he could heal anybody, but now let him heal himself. Come off that cross and save us all. Save yourself and save us all. Show us you're the Messiah so we can believe in you. Where is Elijah? Call Elijah from heaven. Right. One of the guards, one of the Roman soldiers, felt compassion, so he sticks the thing, a sponge, in some gall and wine. It was like sour wine vinegar. "Here, you're thirsty? This will make you even 10 times more thirsty than you already are. Drink this." The robber says, God, he looks right to Jesus and says, he's hanging there in this cross. "How do I climb down up that cross and repent? How do I become a part of your kingdom when I'm hanging on this cross justly? For a just punishment for my crime. How do I climb down over it?" And he looks at Jesus, says, "Jesus Christ, if you are the Son of God, that day when you sat on your throne at God's right hand, will you remember me?" Jesus looks to him. "Surely, surely, I tell you the truth. On this day, we shall see God together in paradise, in heaven." Right. It's one thing to give up your life for a friend, for a brother, a sister, a mother. I'll protect you. I will give my life for your protection. But how about give your life for those who are sinning while they're sinning? Who would give up their life for a murderer while he's murdering? Jesus Christ was sacrificed as an atonement for our sins so that Barabbas could walk free. The stones, the heap of the witnesses is this. Right? It says in the book of Revelations the name of the beast. And everybody will be marked by that name. And those who are deceived by that name will be destroyed. What is the name? Who's the name? Where's that name? Does anybody know what that name is? You know why you don't know what that name is? Because it's a secret between you and God. And nobody could ever know that name. Because you are the bride of Christ, which is covering it and bleeding over it so that it cannot be exposed. So nobody can be deceived. By one man, all have sinned. And by one man, by one sacrifice, all have been saved. Including you, my friend. Including you. See you next time.